What's around, everyone? This is your tarot card reading for Gemini season. Happy Gemini season for all you Gemini suns, Gemini moons, Gemini ascendants, wherever your Mercury is at. Hello, this is for you as well, because Mercury is at home right now in Gemini, chilling out, okay? And the sun is there putting light on the mercurial sign, okay? So, Gemini, right? April showers bring May flowers. So, we're going to be doing a reading today about what energy is around you, okay? Whether you can see it, not see it, feel it, not feel it, all in limbo, confused. I'm about to let you know what are the energies that are around you right now, right? So you can look up, you can look down, left, right, look to your back side, diagonal. So what's around you right now? What is around you? That is going to be the question that I'm going to be asking these cards. What energy is around you? Because, like I said, Mercury is at its home sign, so it's just chilling. But in the meantime, you know, Mercury is doing some, having some connections with some malefic planets out there. So, you know, it might be a little weird right now with communicating for some, depending on your alignments and things. But, you know, you might have some unique, original ideas that you want to come across. And it might sound weird to people at this moment, but that's okay. You can choose who you want to share that with or not. Then we have a lot of, hold on 1 second, being able to learn how to use your words and make it real, whether it's, you know, speaking into existence, whether it's your word is your bond, whatever that looks like to you, where it's structured, it's sound. There's a lot of learning that has to be done with the communication and speaking truth and speaking what is, and having some kind of intent behind it, some kind of motivation behind it. You know, let's stay on the positive side, because some people have will intent, you know, not will intent, but ill intent, right? Also, it's a gift at the moment to kind of change up the way you might, you know, think or communicate. You know, maybe it's time to communicate a little bit different. Maybe your communication pattern hasn't been working all this time, so now you want to learn different ways to communicate to your spouse, or different ways to communicate to your family, or different ways to communicate to your children, or different ways to communicate to your friends. I mean, everybody's on a journey of self-improvement. I mean, that's why most people are down here. Some are down here to help out. But here we go with this. So a lot of mercurial energy in Gemini with the sun being there. And then pretty soon, there's going to be a new moon in Gemini as well. So my goodness. And I know the Memorial Day is up. Yes. Celebrating me, of course. But I'm just saying, people are out with their family. This is just like the first time of barbecues. You're out in the community a little bit more. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay? What's around you right now? Okay? What is around you? So this is for all zodiac signs, but you know I'm going to start with Gemini first, right? Why? Because it's Gemini season. Yes, it is. So let's get started. What's around, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Gemini? Happy Gemini season. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. Happy flight day. You know what I'm talking about here. So, the King of Cups, Gemini. Excuse me. I mean, the Knight of Cups. I just did a oracle reading for Geminis. And the oracle reading had the great big love. So if you didn't catch that, you might want to pause, catch that, come back to this. Okay, so okay, here we go. So, romance is in the air. Romance is all around you. Take a look around you. There's romance all around you. Okay, Gemini, what is going on here with all this love? Now listen, are some of y'all running away from that? Okay, because we talking about Geminis, you know. Now, it depends on what your moon sign is and all that other kind of other placements in your charts of how mushy you can get and how lovey-dovey and all the emotional that you can get. But for some of you Geminis, out here, okay, y'all don't be, that's like, for real, like, it's my turn, like, it's love, romance, I don't know, but go look at my oracle reading for Gemini, then come back, and then you'll have an open mind, and guess what, an open heart about this whole love and romance in the air. Somebody's coming to offer you something, all right, or vice versa. Might be some Geminis in love that's coming to offer, you know, they cup, you know, to someone else. So it can go either way, but that's in your area. That's around you right now. Even if you like, girl, free to be, there's nobody around me, I'm not feeling nobody. You don't know. It could be 2 doors down. It could be somebody visiting 2 streets down. And, you know, you just kind of passing by, but maybe a year later it'll start to link up. I don't know, honey. I don't know how far, because some of y'all got it real close where you know exactly who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, and some of y'all like, child, I've been celebrating for 2 years. I don't know what you talking about. Either way, there is romance in the air, and even if you feel like that, romance yourself, okay? You are a twin. Romance the other twin, you know? Romance the angry twin, okay? The angry twin needs to go out. The angry twin needs to appreciate the beauty of the world. You know, buy the angry twin a nice piece of charm, you know, like some jewelry or something. Go take the mean twin out, you know, and go get some sushi. You know, look at the colors and the patterns and all the decorative effects of sushi. I don't care what it is. Go, you know, take your Gemini twin self and go buy you a plant. Okay, since we talking about Mayflowers here, since we just had, you know, like a blooming lunar eclipse, moon, full moon, you know, so we all about that season now. Now it's about to be the end of spring and the beginning of summer. So flowers are blooming, things should have already been pruned, and put out in sunlight, and you know, just basically taken care of. And if you're not doing that, start taking care of yourself. Maybe you want to get on a new beauty regimen. And even if you're a guy, same thing. Take care of yourself. Your body is your temple. So maybe, guys, you want to go get your cuticles trimmed, or you want to go get your feet scrubbed at the bottom, so when you put on, you know, them new Yeezys, you know, you got nice heels. You know what I mean? Because females can be really fickle. Okay, and it's okay, because, you know, some females, you know, they want your skin to be just as, you know, not, you know, they know you're still a male, but they want you to look like you take care of yourself. So start appreciating the beauty in your triceps and your biceps. Maybe you want to do like 20 push-ups today and put some baby oil on while you doing it. I mean, you ain't got to show nobody. It's not like you got to be on OnlyFans, but just for yourself, and be like, you know what? I don't care if you're 200 pounds overweight. We're talking about Gemini and Mercury in Gemini. Imagine yourself being 200 pounds slimmer. Imagine yourself having whatever beauty aesthetics that you would like to see yourself with or in, okay? So go ahead and do that, okay? Take all them wings, okay, and fly yourself to all the creativity spaces that you can be in, to anything that you consider to be beautiful, and even if it's all in your head, honey, you can do that. It's Gemini season, you know, and right now you're like, you want to charge because it's your season, but you don't want to spill the cup. So you kind of like gracefully, you know, gliding, you know, through your surroundings and your environments. And that's all cool and dandy. And everybody can see, you know, this romantic side, this compassionate side. You know, you're starting to understand, you know, you might just be like writing romantic poems or creating some kind of artwork that you love, or, you know, just doing things that you love, you know, living in your dreams and your imaginations. And Neptune is there, so don't go overboard. We don't want you and the horse to drown and then you're going to spill your cup, you know, of love, creativity, and you also have a lot of intuition flowing through you as well. So take heed. If you get a sign in your area, okay, I don't care if you're sitting next to cousin Tommy, Auntie Joe done came, cousin Tanisha done came, you know, ex-boyfriend you ain't seen in 20 years is visiting his hometown while you visiting your hometown. It's like, oh my gosh, whatever you're feeling, don't overthink it, okay? Just tap in and tap out of it. Be like, okay, what is that? All right. Done, one and done. Like, you know, you a Gemini, so don't take, you cause yourself to overthink even when you already know. You just want to take what you know and go deeper into it. Let's just keep it real. It's a new moon. We're gonna keep it real light. It's in Gemini. Remember, Neptune is there, so it can cause illusions and delusions that's affecting Mercury, but Mercury is in Gemini. So just be careful of that. Just check and see if you're on the right path of what you got, that feeling about, like, oh yeah, I'm feeling like some kind of way about this, and then let it go and then make your decisions based on that thought, that feeling, you know, and keep it moving from there. But when you start to overthink, or when you start to listen to other people, it's just him and his steed there, you know, or her and her steed there. So this is not really other people deciding for you. This is basically yourself. What is a dream? What is an illusion? And then once you can figure that out, real quick, now we ain't gonna spend too much time, real quick, right? Real quick, because we want to ponder too hard, because then we'll start to like manifest that by playing out those actions and energies with us knowing, or some of us not knowing. So make sure you keep track of that, because of Neptune having a effect on Mercury, which is in Gemini. Also, you might quit your job, or you might do something real drastic to like go based off of your dreams and imagination. So double check yourself just to make sure, okay, wait, I got my rent for next month, 2 months in a row, 3 months, okay, I got my this, that, and the other, okay, I done told this person, and you know, like a Gemini, have your point A, point B, but like, come on now, let's be mercurial. You see them? Do you see the feathers on the head? You're gonna think, and not only are you gonna think, you're gonna bring that down into action, your feet, okay? And if you want to put them on your shoulders, they can be your wings, okay? So wherever you want to place those feathers, you can throw them on your horse, and you can be like Donkey from Shrek, and you can start flying too, okay? So whatever you want to do, that's not Donkey from Shrek. Did he fly? I think did he fly? Well, anyway, but he changed from a donkey to a steed, so it's just changing your steed into like a steed who can fly. You get what I'm talking about. But anyway, so basically, just be careful on any decisions, big decisions, divorce, selling your house, quitting your job, having a baby, whatever that thing is, that's, you know, it's going to be life transformation situation. Pause for a moment. Okay, just pause, because it's a slow move. This is not like, you know, a fast Hermes move. Like, hey, I'm out of here. You know, I already thought about it. Boom, gone. It's kind of like, okay, I done thought about it. Yep, I'm just gonna recheck my facts again with myself and my twin. Okay, yeah, all right, and now I'm gonna move forward. Versus, you know, just how Geminis normally do. It's just like, oh wait, we don't thought about this. Yeah, our decision is made. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing. But since Neptune, like, once again, is there, and then Saturn also is there watching you, like, okay, make the right decisions. All right, I'm watching you. Okay, I see you. You do want to take that time to stop and think and say, okay, check myself. Am I doing the right thing? But don't overthink to talk yourself out of it, which, you know, we can do that a lot. And then we'll miss the opportunity because we were overthinking too much, and then we'll be kicking ourselves in the ass and telling your kids and your great grandkids and your nieces and nephews and your godchildren about what it coulda, shoulda. Okay? Alright, so you enjoy your Gemini season, Gemini sun, moon, and ascendant, and I will be doing a new moon reading in Gemini as well. So that's just going to be another added addition onto your Gemini season 1. Have a good day and night, Gemini Sun, Moon, Ascendants. On your birthday, flight day, Gemini season, solar return. What's around Sun, Moon, Ascendant Cancers out there? How are y'all doing during Gemini season? So this is your reading for what's around you. What energies are around you at the moment during Gemini season? This is a lot of time where people start to break out the grills, start to hook up with family and friends and whatnot. So what's going on, Cancers? Now we do have Lilith hanging out in your sign there, so it might cause you a little bit of frustration, but Cancers, keep going. You know what I mean? It's going to be fast for you because it is Gemini season. So things are going to be moving. And Mercury is in its own sign. And that's your neighbor. That's like your neighbor. If your neighbor has a party, you're going to be affected. You know, if a neighbor cuts down this tree, you're going to be affected. If a neighbor is paving its driveway, some way you're going to be affected. The neighbor's putting up a fence, you're going to be affected. Sometimes when whatever the neighbor's doing, when you're close like that, you're going to be feeling some energy. And we're creeping up into your season, so you're getting a lot of movement, whether it's movement mentally, where it's movement where you want to travel, you just want to get out of the area, where it's moving, where you're like, I need to change my life. You know, anything dealing with change is happening. And right now we have a lot of malefics affecting Mercury and Gemini. So since that's your neighbor, you know, that's like if the fire department shows up next door neighbor house, whatever I do, you looking out your window. You know what I'm talking about? See, you all in the Kool-Aid, all in the biz. This is what's going on right now. You're using a lot of mercurial energy. And if you're not, now is the time, okay? So get out your shell. It's time to communicate your thoughts. It's time to put your thoughts into actions. You know, even if you communicate in your thoughts with yourself and put them into action, don't necessarily have to be another person I'm talking to. You're just talking to yourself about what you need to do. And with Lilith there, it can cause a lot of frustrations, you know, kind of like resistance. You know, it's like when you get to a certain age, whether you're a father against a dad or a mom against a daughter, but usually in some point in your life there's going to be like a friction. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm a teenager now, I should be able to do this. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm almost an adult. No, you're not. You know, that kind of friction and things that's going on. So you may have to withdraw yourself and take this Eight of Wands inside, you know, for a hot minute, just to be able to map out, do some internal alignment. Where am I going? Why am I thinking like this? You know, if there's a lot of gossiping going around you, you know, should I be entertained by this or should I ignore it? You know, should I look into alternative ways about doing things and go about things, or should I stick to the same plans? You know, and Mercury retrograde, child. I'm not even, listen, Mercury retrograde is there. So 27 degrees, Mercury retrograde. So Cancers, listen, I know Geminis are not emotional, so get me when I say that. I just need you to use some of the Gemini energy. Don't get so emotional about your delays. It's everything is for a reason. I know you get it all the time, and sometimes it's like, oh, I'm sick of hearing that. But literally, I'm talking about your surroundings. So not everything in your surroundings could be set up yet for the plan to go forward. You know, there's things that you can see and things that you cannot see, you know, that's working for you or working against you. But either way, you know, with the retrograde, especially happening in Mercury, and with this card here, it's kind of like rewinding the tape. You know, it's kind of like doing that, where it's delaying you. But use this delay as a gift. Use it as a way to say, okay, Let me structure my emotions. Let me get those in tune. Let me make sure I'm not being delusional about what's happening around me, what's going on around me. Make sure it's factual. So let me take some time instead of getting all up in my feelings and reacting, all coming out the mouth, cursing everybody up and down, and you tapping into the energy of Mercury by contemplating about it, but I'm just saying you're using it kind of the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna contemplate about your own self and how you can change your own stuff, not about how you're gonna change somebody else. And them days is over. Them days have been over. It's about you. All right, so get out your feelings. Use this time, even if you feel a delay, a pull, a resistance. Like, rewind. You're like, I don't want to rewind. I'm going to go forward. It's like, no, rewind. Breathe. It's all right. Get out your feelings and be like, all right, this is for a reason. So let me take some time to myself and say, all right, I don't care if you go sit by the beach, because it's that weather now, by the lake, your local pond, your local stream, you gaze up at the moon, or whatever the situation is. Take some time and just chill and use that for your inner self to figure out, okay, I'm stuck, or I feel some resistance. Let me see what I need to do to realign all of this so that my arrows or whatever I'm directing my energy is not going all over the place. It has a real direct angle and with that strong intent. If you get what I'm saying, Cancers, have a good day and night, because you're next, right? Enjoy your Gemini season. This is your energy of what's around you. It's the 8 of Wands. What's around Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Leos? You have the Knight of Wands. So, fire on fire, huh? Whew. And we in Gemini. Oh, so where we at? Are you controlling your torch? Or is your torch out of control and is burning down trees? It's burning down grass. It's burning down maybe a building. Couple people. I mean, you know, this impulsiveness, the sun, just imagine the sun being impulsive. Right, you know what I mean? Right, yeah. So you got that. And of course, fire, you got that naturally. I mean, you were born with that. But we in Gemini season, okay? And Mercury is at home in Gemini season. So it can cause your flame to scatter. You know what I mean? We've been having a lot of gunshots in the country and all over the world. Think about all the gunshots that missed the target, the intent target, right? There was an intent. Target might have been missed, but trying to get to that target, so many other things was affected by that one intent. Okay, scattered, you know? So look at it that way, okay? Don't let so much of your feelings, you know, drive you to this impulsivity that causes destruction. You know what I mean? You gotta be careful when you're playing with fire. Even your own, all elements you gotta be careful with, you know? So even with water, you can drown in water, you know? So you can sink in sand. You know what I mean? You could be like Dorothy in the tornado, you know, with the air. And of course the fire, come on now, you can burn up stuff. But fire is not bad. You know that. We need fire, right? Look at the sun. Here comes the sun. That's you. But control that. Because Gemini right now is being affected by a lot of malefics that wants you to kind of think about it before you go, okay? Think about it. Does it make sense? Does plan A, B, and C make sense? Do you have a plan B or C? You know what I mean? Or you just going off of whatever. You know, you just mad and frustrated and whatnot because you getting delays. Cancer is too, right? Like I said, Gemini is just 2 houses away from you. That's it. So you're going to be catching some of that air energy, and the new moon is about to be in Gemini as well, okay? So don't look at your, and Mercury's in retrograde. So don't look at your passions and what you're trying to do as being, why is it not coming so fast? Why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting attention? Why am I not getting the recommendation that I should? Why they not recognizing me? How come when I did this, they didn't do that? How come? Whoa, okay. It's time to go back to the drawing board. Mercury is in retrograde. So maybe I gotta go back and be like, okay, let me just restructure my energy. Make sure I have intent with this passion. And what kind of intent is it? Is it destructive intent? Is it something that's gonna burn and grow? Because farmers know if you do a brush fire, you know it enriches the soil and then it will grow more prosperous crop. If you didn't get the P at the end. So if you use it in that sense, where you're just clearing the path so that you can have richer soil, which causes richer production, you know what I mean? Then by means, that's what you're supposed to use it for. Go ahead, because this is like the night. You know, this is like that new energy that, you know, I need to clear all things so that way I can go on my adventure with no problems. You know what I mean? Where I can be inspired and take action with no problem. You know what I mean? Where I can be free will and impulsive, hey, but my intent, I already figured out what my intent is. I already know how to turn the volume or the degree up, whether I want to do a low flame and then I want to turn it to a medium, then I'm going to do a high for 5 seconds and then I'm going to bring it back down to a low boil and let that simmer, and then that's going to come out perfect. See, that's the kind of stuff you got to work with, you know, Leos, because all that going on 100% and you got fire and exclamation points as an emoji, it's like, oh gosh. You know, don't put an air in there because air is already there. It's just gonna blow up some stuff. So pace yourself, but don't stop. Pace yourself, and if you need to stop, or you're gonna dry yourself out. Okay, you're gonna dry yourself out because now we're getting the end of spring and we're about to go into summer where the heat is on. Okay, all right. Have a wonderful day and night, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. What's around Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant? This is your reading for Gemini season. This is your brother sign. This is your brother sign. Yes, so the energy, right? You are Mercurial. You are Earth Mercurial, but you are Mercurial. And Mercury is home in Gemini, and it's not by accident that you got the number 2 of Wands, right? It looks like a Gemini sign there for you, doesn't it? However, I see you borrowing some fire energy from Leo. You know what I mean? Aries. Oh, I forgot to say that to Leos. Hopefully Leos is watching this. Oh yeah, Aries got a whole lot of planets all up in it, and that's just making all the fire signs feel it too. Okay, so here's the thing, right? You are in your energy. I don't know how many cards I've pulled for you during these past months where I've been saying, wow, this is great, because you're in your element, like you're staying there, Virgos, and it's not by accident. You're in the middle of the Zodiac sign. You know what I'm talking about? You're like right in the middle, okay? And this is great, okay? However, with Neptune being in, or not being in, but having an effect on Mercury in retrograde, meaning that it's like, hold up, wait. You think about that? Did you think about that? Did you think about that? You think about what you're going to say? Did you think about what you're going to do? Wait, did you do that wrong? What you need to do better? How could you change that? Are you doing these things? Because this is what this is all about right now, retrograde. Woulda, coulda, shouldas, went back, looking at your woulda, coulda, shouldas. Some people are tripling back to woulda, shoulda, couldas, figuring out what you're going to do from here on out, putting into action, and then reconstructing or replanning as you need to as you go on. Okay. But with all this retrograde, the Neptune there is affecting Gemini, and it's kind of like, I have these things that I want to do, I have these dreams and goals that I want to do, but yeah, I don't know, you know, it just might be me, it just might be me watching too much cartoons, or just me, just you know, sitting there on my deck, you know, in my castle, just, you know, all the possibilities that I could do that my father or my mother could never do, because they don't have a broad imagination like me. But I just might, nobody's never done it. So, no, I'm not gonna do it. It's just, yeah, and then what do people think about me? You know, I got the status here, you know, I'm all dressed up in my ruby robe. I got my nice, you know, boots on and whatnot. I'm all, I could take 50 showers a day. I got my concubines, you know, I got my side dudes, you know, hint, hint, my friends, you know what I mean? And you know, I mean, I got 3 meals a day and snack. Do I really need to step out? Oof. But it's burning though, it's burning. So Saturn is also affecting Mercury too. So it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay, what you gonna do? And you got the earth in your hand. So the world is in your hand. You got the whole world in your hand. You got the whole world in your hand. What you gonna do with that, Virgos? All right, so start planning. If you have a plan, start planning now. Don't be fearful, okay? Don't use that fear shadow to control you. That's not Gemini. You know, Geminis is not going to let fear stop them from what they do. That's why a lot of them be making a lot of mistakes, but that's how a lot of them learn too, right? That's why Geminis, if you know a Gemini, they seem to know a little bit of everything, everybody. They know the situation or know somebody who's been in that situation or seen it somewhere. It ain't nothing new. And if they think it's something new, trust me, they know it's nothing new. They're just trying to get more information to act like they don't know, but to get more information from you or from wherever else. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So inner alignment. So if you are like holding back a little bit, you need to do some inner adjustment. You know, start to do the plan A, plan B, plan C. What if this don't work, then that, and if that don't work, then that, and keep it light. It don't have to be like stressful. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose your edges. You don't want your temple vein, you know, 2 inches far from your head. You don't want that. You know, you don't want anybody seeing you and they seeing your eyes throbbing and twitching all over the place because your nerves is gonna got overboarded because you're stressing too much or releasing too much stress hormones into your body, and therefore, Virgo, sickness. Okay, you already know, Virgo. Okay, so in the meantime, let's prepare, right? Stay on your groove. Stay on the side that you know about that planning. You know about decision makings. You know about progress. You know about seeing things 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, 2,000 years down the line. That's you, Virgo. That's you. So get off the steps, get off the porch, get out the room, get out the living room, and go ahead and do something. You know what I mean? Even if you're in your room or in your house or on your porch, travel internally. Okay? And let's get it going. All right, this is just a pep talk for Virgos, because I ain't worried about y'all. You know I'm not worried about y'all. You know I'm Mercurius, I don't know what. Have a good day and night, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. What's around Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants? This is your tarot card reading for the Gemini season. All right, this is your brother sign over here, right? Hermes over here. And we got a retrograde Mercury, which is in your brother sign, Gemini. Okay, so yes, you will be feeling it, no doubt about it. And you know, Uranus is still in Taurus. So, but let's get back to just Gemini, right? Since we're in Gemini season, you feeling all this effects here, with the Mercury being here in retrograde, right? And I don't even know if I can do a retrograde reading. I'm gonna get that retrograde reading in. Yeah, I'm gonna get it in. But anyway, so we're talking about opportunities here, right? Saturn got alignment with Mercury, and you get some of that benefit because that's your brother. You live in the same, I don't want to say house, but I'll say house just for the sake of house, what we think of families living in the house, right? Okay, so it's causing you to rethink about some things, which is good. It's actually good, but it wants you to make a decision. Saturn is like, can we make a decision? But guess what? Guess what else is affecting Mercury? Neptune. Okay, Neptune is like, Do-do-do-do. Look at this. Do-do-do. Look at this. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. And also this. And you're like, hold up. Wait. There is a lot of decisions to be made. Which one do I choose? Which one is good for me? Which one is good for me and my family? Which is good for me in my future? Which is good for me now? You know what I mean? So the choices with the retrograde, just kind of like weigh out your choices. Be the Libra that you are. You know, use your scale and figure out what is good, what is not good for you. What do you want in your space? What do you not want in your space? You know what I mean? What do you value? What are your values? You know, do you have values yet? If not, that's a starting point right there. Start to come into alignment with yourself, because once you align yourself, Libra, and you know this, I'm only like preaching to the choir, okay? Once you align yourself, everything else will work itself out. You're Libras, for goodness sake, you know. The whole justice system is based off of you. You know what I mean? Like, every time you see Lady Liberty, like, yeah, that's me. You know, so, but are you practicing Lady Liberty? You know what I mean? Are you practicing Ma'at energy? Are you trying to balance it out? You know, do you know the weight of a rock versus a feather? Or to you, they're the same? I mean, where we at with this, Libra? Okay, and I'm only being a little harsh because Libra's been going through some stuff, you know, since the Willie slap, for a minute now. So just because you see it on TV and you feel like you don't know that person or whatever, you got to take a look at the energy, because planets is not going to just affect one person because they're on TV or because, you know, everybody. No, they just chose that life to be in the entertainment so they can play their life out in front of us. That's their decision to do that, not ours. That's why they can't get mad once, you know, people is all up in their business and bloggers all up in their business, because they're not balancing, you know, their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts, you know, what is illusion and what is real. Because like I said, Neptune is all heavy dealing with Mercury. You know, what's a good opportunity, because not all opportunities are good opportunities. You know, nowadays, you get a record contract, you got to be careful. You know, be careful with the money that they give you, because that opportunity might not be good down the line. Now you suing because you was all in a rush and you was on this illusion and delusion and whatnot. You thought you was going to be a good old gangster rapper because you writing stuff that you seen on the streets, but then here you come down the line, you going to jail. Did you see that in the future? You didn't see it in the future, because the same people that told you to write them lyrics and make it more gangster, and you like, yeah, let me make it more gangster, because they telling you, oh, it's going to get you more money, it's going to get you more views, because our statistics show that gangster rap, you know, is the highest rating, and you know, what they really want to say, and that's going to bring money into my family's pockets, and we're going to give you money, but you know, it's gonna have to come back, so you really not gonna make no generational wealth like we are. But sign right here, because this is a great opportunity. And by the way, can you curse a little bit more, because yeah, even though it might, we'll do a radio version, but you know, these kids these days, they love curse words, because my kids and grandkids listen to your music and they're big fans. Sounds like a great opportunity, right? But then down the line, your record album sells, you still got to pay back money and you in jail. And not the people who signed you or told you to write the lyrics and change the lyrics, because they do that all the time. I don't mean to go on a tangent, but since we were talking about entertainment and Libras, I just had to go there. But this is the metaphor how you can use into your life, period. So don't be overwhelmed by your choices. You can take time to ghost people and go into your own space, Libra. You know, get into a Gemini, get into an Aquarius mode, and just be like, not today. Nah, I know I be hanging out with you every Thursday, but not this Thursday. I got things to do. They ain't got to know what you got to do. It could just be sitting in yourself, writing your journal, getting your plans down, getting your calendar together, looking at your choices, reading the fine lines, asking important questions that's going to help you make the right decision. You know which one you want to choose. Door number A, door number B. Well, you get what I'm saying. Numbers and letters, they all come from each other, but well, letters come from numbers. But anyway, door number 1, door number 2, and you got the crowd. Pick door number 2. Pick cup number 5. Excuse me. You make the decision. Okay, this is your life. And if you're overwhelmed, don't turn to the crowd. Just go back inside and say, I'm not ready to make the decision right now. Hold up. wait. You know what I'm talking about? Have a good day and night, Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendants during this Gemini season. What's around Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Scorpios? This is your reading, tarot card reading for Gemini season. So, you see, I couldn't say season all come out like that, because Scorps, I mean, we've been visiting this for a minute, you know, for a minute. So, I'm gonna read both sides of it, though, right? So, heartbreak does take some time. So some of you in Scorpios, they love deep. So don't feel bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, Scorpios, you know, like we had this card before, but I'm a mutable sign. So I'm always liking to see things move forward, you know, like, okay. And it doesn't help them with Gemini. So like my emotions is like kind of dry, but my moon sign helps out with that a little bit because it's on the cusp of a water sign, so it helps out. But you guys, the heartbreak, yeah, man, but it's okay, because let's say if you were in love for 2 years with a person, it's gonna take about 2 years to actually fully recover. 7 years, about 7 years to recover. 10 years, about 10 years. You get my drift. Seriously, like that's how much. And I'm not talking about lazy recovery. Like, okay, you're divorced, or you're broke up, or you lost someone, and you're crying every day for 7 years. No. What I'm saying is, oh wow, the birds out here is just phenomenal today. That is like a yellow jacket. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I just got distracted during you. Okay, put some sun into your life, Scorpios, okay? Go outside. I need you in the sun. The bird needs you in the sun. And look, yes, it needs you in the sun, and it wants you to get out and travel. And yeah, so make more light of your day than dark, okay? The day is getting longer than the darkness. Start using some of that energy, okay? Like, literally, if you don't go to parks now. If you don't like being around people, there are private spots. Start searching for little private nooks and crannies of different recreational areas. Certain parks have wonderful spaces where it's just 2-seaters and you could just lay out on the 2-seat and nobody comes around you, or even buy you a nice little $10 flip float chair and you find you a spot somewhere, you know, in the sun or in the shade sun, as long as you can get some of that rays on you, you know, and find that space to go to and start to heal. You know, start to journal your pain. Start to, even if you do like a podcast, this Gemini season is all about communication. Even if you start writing poetry or expressing to other people or writing posts about it, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about, just healing. It might be healing posts for 7 years, but while you're posting, those messages that you're posting for people who are feeling like you are actually helping you, first of all, but it's also helping other people. What Gemini is all about, community, you know, and this reading is about your surroundings. So there is heartbreak in your surroundings. And I know during Gemini season, this is when the grills start coming out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was born in May. Honey, that smoke, okay? Yes, okay? I'm a sucker for a smoke. So, here we go. Let me not tell you all that. But you get what I'm talking about here. So, start carving in some light into your day, you know what I mean? And even your night, you know, start putting some fun in there, some laughter, some comedic energy, you know, go out to a play, hang out with people that make you feel good. Don't hang out with people that make you reminisce about this unless it's to get to a point where you have to cut that out so you can heal. It's like cutting out a cancer. You know what I mean? We got to get to that point first. Get it out. Okay? So we got to deal with the pain. We got to actually go in, cut it open, get that thing out, cover it up, and it then has to heal, and that may take, you know, 6 to 8 weeks, you know, after we cut open and stitch you up and all that other kind of stuff. But then even after that, it's still a healing process, right? Because now, you know, organs gotta like realign, muscles, nerve cells, all of that kind of stuff. So even though we can't see it and we might feel better, it's still some healing. So you might think you're over this situation, but this card is telling me you are not over the situation, but you could be, but it takes time. Okay? And Scorpios, y'all rule time. Y'all come out of the house of time. So it's gonna, because it's so deep that it's gonna take time. When you go to the bottom of a pool or go to the bottom of an ocean, you know, you diving in, it takes time to rise up to the top versus you like doing just like a, you know, a jump or something. You're gonna be at the top in no time, okay? But since Scorpio's dies deep, it's gonna take time for each one of them swords to come out, for the stitching to go in, right? Gotta clean up around the heart, clean up the utensils, you know what I mean? Then you're gonna get around some sunlight, some happy places, happy people, happy surroundings. Yes, the bird is still here. And birds don't really hang around much, as you know. They fly all over the place. With this one, this yellow jacket is hanging out and telling me, yeah, it's time. Okay? So the sooner you can start healing, the sooner you can start feeling better, right? Just like if you have a migraine, some people, the sooner they can get out of the light, you know, or get some medication, or the sooner they can start feeling better. Same thing. The sooner you can get some help, the sooner you will feel better. And it's a daily process. It's every day. And to be honest, it's every second. You know, when you start thinking about that situation, like I said, depending on your stage, you may have to, because it might have to be some digging up to do. You might have to get some of those things out of the way, some of them stones, some sticks, those things that are just, you know, mutating not in a good way. It's more eating you up than keeping you alive. And then once that gets out, then now once we get to the point, the root of why, what's making you, is there any regrets, is there this, that, and the other, then you can go ahead and you can move on. So stay optimistic, be in a forgiving space for yourself first, okay? Start to do things that you release. Oh, this is just wonderful out here. And then stop negative self-talking yourself. You want to keep it light as the birds. They all up in your video. I'm not lying right now. This is crazy. So yeah, and they're just communicating with each other. So yeah, communicate with people not in your funk, but that are on a higher level of emotion. You know, the ones that's always bubbly. They might piss you off, but no, you know, there might be a key to that. Go out to coffee with them. Ask them, hey, you know, why? They might give you one sentence out of a whole hour that's like, wow, that's what I needed to hear. So every day, give yourself life medicine. Give yourself sun medicine. Give yourself positive medicine. Every second of the day, all right? And I'll check in with you later. Have a wonderful Gemini season. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. What's around Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Capricorns? This is your tarot card reading for Gemini season, right? All this air going around. We got a lot of things happening in Aries, a lot of things happening in Taurus. So listen, okay, you got the same card as Libras. I don't know if you and Libra got something going on and y'all making each other have this card of not knowing of what should we do, of what is real and what isn't, and can't decipher what is. But at this point, your sister sign, okay, is in the air with Taurus has the moon there. It will be in Gemini soon, but right now, as we speaking, the moon is there in your sister sign. So this is causing you to be all up in your indecisiveness type thing. Plus Mercury is in retrograde, okay, so that's causing a lot of indecisiveness. And then, not only that, you have the North Node in Taurus as well, which is in your sign. So like, okay, everybody's supposed to be thinking about, you know, what they value. And at this card is telling you, what do you value? Do you have any values? If you don't, you need to figure out what your values are. You know, what do you value? You know, what are your principles about certain things? You know, where do you draw the line? Where is your border? Do you have a border? You know what I mean? How do you keep everything in line? And then you have Pluto retrograde, which is in your sign Capricorn at the tail end. So it's like, yeah, you need to dead some stuff that's not working. Some things is just an illusion, like literally it's just there to confuse you and to make you more frustrated, more stuck, right? With all these retrogrades, everybody's feeling stuck, but you're adding more to it, or someone is adding more to it, and you need to figure out, do you want that in your space? You know, are you going to accept that cup, or are you going to reject that cup? Because by rejecting the cup, that's helping you transform, because last week you accepted it and got burnt. Excuse me, got burnt, but this week you learned your lesson and you're going to change up. So no, you're not choosing cup number 3 this time. You know, so start to look at what you want to do, whatever you want to do. Look at the structure of it. Does it make sense? Is this something that you want to do, or is it something someone else wants you to do? Is it something that's practical and makes sense? Or do you feel that it's practical and makes sense? Is it just your feelings overloading you, or somebody else's feelings overloading you, and then you're just going based on that because you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you don't want to have them feel some kind of way, so you're just going with that kind of reaction? Or are you sticking to your true self because Pluto's about to go into Aquarius, so it's kind of like, you know, but Saturn, your ruling sign, is in Aquarius. Like, are you being your unique original self at this point? You know, everybody's going to be hanging around, not everybody, but people this time May. You know, April showers bring May flowers, and people come out and people barbecue. You know what I'm talking about? So it's kind of like you're going to be, your surroundings is going to be looking like the 6 of Cups. So you have to have some discernment of yourself. Okay, who are you? You know what I mean? And know that for a fact. Where if somebody say, oh, I know your favorite color is red, and you like, yeah, not anymore, it's this. And they're like, well, 20 years ago it was red, so it got to be red now. And you're like, no, it's not red anymore. It's, you know, pinkish gray. I don't know, I'm just making up you know what I'm saying? And they just so, I'm your mama, I know what you like. It's like, how you know what I like when you not me, that type of energy. So watch that in your surroundings by having others, you know, put the blinders on you, or give you some type of illusion about yourself and what's going on. You know, you're a Capricorn, okay? So it's time for you to be like, yeah, how can I be my unique original self, make good decisions around in my environment and when I'm around people, you know, places and things. So that is the whole message, especially with all this retrograde, and you have one in your sign, Pluto. And Gemini has Mercury as a retrograde. So it's kind of like, okay, you feeling that whole, like, oh my gosh, hold up, I don't even know what decisions to make and whatnot. But stay clear-minded, you know, clear your thoughts. And once you clear your thoughts, now you can start to figure out, okay, what is it that I want? What is it that I don't want? What I want in my space, what I want. Who is it that I want? Who don't I want? All those decisions can be made. And if you gotta write it down, you know, that's a whole personal concept that you can do, that you ain't got to share with nobody. Nobody gotta know your thought processes of how you come up with your decisions, especially during Gemini season. Like, we do that. Have a good day and night. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants during this Gemini season. And Mercury retrograde, right? What's around Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants? This is your tarot card reading for Gemini season, right? Your brother sign over there. So, justice. You're actually using your sister sign for justice. So, you're using your sister sign of justice. So, honey, Uranus has been in Taurus for a minute, so I'm not surprised you got this card here. So you in your life is really figuring out what is just and what is not just. So you're at a point well, I shouldn't say for a minute, because some of y'all have been a minute, some of y'all are right in between, like, oh, I just started like 4 months ago, so what? And some of y'all like, what, I was supposed to be doing something? But the energy is, you want fairness right now. That's all you want around you. That's all you ask. You ask for people to be truthful around you, to be honest around you. When you're looking around your surroundings, you're looking at like, you know, if I do this, then this will happen. You know, the whole probability math that they used to teach us. You know, if this, then that. That's what you're doing right now. And you're being very in the middle about it. You're not taking sides. You know, you're not saying, oh, well, this person is right and that person is right. You're having like a very logical way of solving or dissolving the situation where you're not put in the middle of it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if y'all got issues, that's between y'all. You know what I mean? This is what I think. I'm not on both sides or either side. I'm just thinking about what is fair. So that's what you're making your decisions on. Or if you're not, then use those type of energies of what is fair. There is no emotions in this, all right? None at all, okay? It's just about what it is, right? But at the same time, you're not being harsh about it. You're not being so cold. And if you are being cold, just soften up a little bit. You know, sometimes when you have to be, make a call, and when you make a call, it could hurt somebody's feelings, or it could make them feel less than, or all these other kind of negativities, but you want the point. You just want them to get it, you know, get the point, learn this. You know, I don't want you to feel bad about it. I don't want you to, oh, woe is me, but this is what I'm talking about, and that's that. So it's very cut dry to the point, and you expect other people not to be all in the emotions about what you say. But definitely in Gemini season and with the Mercury retrograde, just kind of watch your words. Your words are going to be really good anyway, because it's in Taurus, so anything that you're going to put out there is you want it to hit home, you know, like bullseye, like you get the point, all right, right, with as little words as possible. But if not, then you have to look at around you that is causing you to be dishonest. If you are you lying to people? Are people lying to you? Are you telling little white lies? You know, it's just a little white lie, it ain't gonna hurt nobody, but you'll be surprised, because one lie leads to another lie leads to another lie, right? And people forget their lies, and then they gotta go back. Remember, there's a lot of retrogrades, a retrograded Mercury. So it's like, rethink about how you talk to people when you put them in their place. Rethink about even putting yourself in your place. Like, you know, should I do this? Should I do not? Be that judge to yourself, not just to others, you know. Don't be unfair to yourself. Don't be unfair to others during this time. And definitely use your intuition. All right? Use your intuition to be able to explore the truth and to figure out what the truth is. And you might even discover that there's like new territories or new belief systems out there that you're like, you know what? Yeah, this is our old and outdated type stuff. This right here, this is hitting the bullseye. This makes sense right here. And you got Saturn in your house in Aquarius right now. So this card is perfect, you know, for you. This is a whole Saturn in Aquarius card. You know, this also can be, you know, like I said, it's your sister sign Libra, but it also can turn into, you know, the whole Taurus thing, figuring out what do you value, figuring out what is practical, you know, what is going to cause your growth, what is going to make you grow, you know, what are your passions, you know, let me weigh those out, you know, even if it comes down to that, that's what you need to be doing right now, Aquarius. So have a good day and night, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Aquarius, during this Gemini season. What's around Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Pisces? So you got the Three of Cups. Oh my goodness, you got the number 3. 3 is the magic number, right? Happy Gemini season. So this is your tarot card reading for Gemini season here. So that number 3, you know I get happy because I'm a Gemini when I see the 3. So I'm like, yes. So you partying? Well, honey, like I said, April showers bring May flowers. People come out and barbecue for the first time. People get out and travel and meet new people. Some schools are already out right now. So yes, this is that time of celebration, being around your friends, being around your family, collaborating with other people. Maybe it's you work with somebody and you finally finished your project. I don't care if it's cleaning out the garage, it's still a finished project. And you like, shoot, let me crack a beer real quick because it's done, right? So that's the stuff that's going on with Pisces right now. Don't be overdoing it, Pisces. You know how Pisces get. Don't be overdoing it because we are in Gemini season and Neptune is at home, right? So Neptune is back in your sign, which is his home sign, Pisces. So it's like you all up in your head. You got all these dreams and illusions. Some of them may be delusional, but hey, you a Pisces, you used to it. But it might be like hardcore right now. So be careful with the over partying, drinking and driving, being too high to drive. Yes, some people can't control their high or do none of that stuff. So you know your body. If you don't know your body, this is a great time to limit yourself, to certain things until you can gain full control. So you know that when you go out to drink with two of your fellas or two of your girlfriends, and you out there partying, when you get with them two people that you don't know when to stop. So this is the time to be like, use some kind of moderation, and to be very practical about it. So you gotta go home, you might have 2 drinks because okay, I gotta drive 10 minutes, a lot of curves, a lot of this, a lot of that, so let me control myself, whatever the situation is. Or if it's a big party going on, but you got a big something that you have to do that you really value and that you really appreciate, and you want to be fresh, the next day to get it done. That's not the time to be hanging out at somebody's house till 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. You might have did that 2 months ago, but if you're working on something, this is not the time to do that. That's the time to say, okay, I'm gonna spend, maybe from this time to this time here, and then even though I usually stay longer, I'm not gonna stay longer now. I'm going to, go home and start to work on my other, dreams that I want to accomplish and things that I want to get done in my life. So definitely party, definitely enjoy your life, definitely celebrate, spring, it's supposed to be the ending of spring, beginning of summer. Go ahead. But then at some point, not at some point, for other people, you might be overcrowded. You might be a crowd. Say be the crowd. Are you hanging on to other people? Are you, like hanging out to this couple, or these 2 friends is always hanging out together and you feel like the third wheel? That could be going on at this point where you're forcing yourself into hanging out with these certain types of people for whatever reason, for your personal gain or to look good or whatever. But definitely be mindful about, your long-term consequences, of your actions. Just ask yourself, whether the life that you're holding is it sustainable? Is it something that can hold up, or is it something that can crash and burn within like 5 hours from the internet, and social media posts and pics about what you done did or what somebody done saw you do or what you know what I'm talking about. So definitely take some time out and look into yourself, look into any type of relationships that might be a little not good for you. Like I said, like that friend that always gets you overboard, like they always get you hyped, and at this point in your life, it's not the time for you to be hyped because you got this, that. You promised yourself this, you wrote in your journal that, you gave yourself affirmation about this, but this person is causing you to go back where you came from, even though there's a lot of retrogrades happening, and especially in Mercury retrograde. So that means a lot of old friends could be popping up from 20 years ago, a cousin you ain't seen in a while, old boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever the case might be. They might be coming out of the woodworks now, and you might be looking like, am I dreaming? Is this a delusion? Does this person really want me back after all the stuff that we went through? It might be, because remember, Neptune is in retrograde in your, it's Neptune, I don't think Neptune is retrograde No, it's not retrograde, but it is in your sign at home. So don't get too comfortable with all the delusionals. Don't take the delusionals and think the delusionals are factual. You know, just look at it, see what it is for, and then you can decide if this is a falsehood because Neptune is in there and it likes to make up things, or is this an actual situation that's going on, and then take a hold from it and deal with it from there. All right, have a good day and night, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendants during this Gemini season. What's around Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Aries? This is your reading for the Gemini season. So you got the Sun, right? So Gemini is your neighbor, you know, he like 2 doors down from you, you know what I mean? And you up there catching all that light, but not that. But not even that. Aries got a lot of stuff going on in your area right now. So definitely that red there is just saying, hey, you know what I mean? Mars is home. Mars is actually home. 2 degrees at that, so it just got home, so you feeling good right now. You like all in your element. You all in your element. You all like, you know, I'm shining from here to Timbuktu. You know what I mean? You up there spreading all your love all around, making sun babies and whatnot. I don't know, but you vital as heck, you know. And you have this like oomph about being positive, and nothing's gonna bring you down, and you know everything is all good, and whatever it is what it is. The day is just gonna be nice anyway. You just carrying on this energy like it's still Aries season, you know. And it kind of is with all them planets up in your sign. I mean, you got like your own sign at home. Then you got Jupiter up in there and whatnot. So you just like, hey, I'm learning and I'm exploring. I'm exploring and I'm learning. You know, so keep that up. That's a wonderful thing to be. Very optimistic card, you know. And if you're feeling down, then just, you know, think of the glass as half full instead of half empty. So play minds on your own mind, you know, play mind games with your own mind. You know, if things are not as sunny and bright, create your own sunshine. Do something that you like, you know. If you had a bad day at work, that's all right, you know what I'm saying? You can still create your own sunshine at work and when you get home from work. You ain't got to wait. But anyway, and start getting into your inner child. Some of you might be having children or thinking about having children and whatnot. That's why I said you vital. Somebody got taking some libido pills and whatnot. But anyway, but definitely just keep going. You know, this is not like a fear-driven adventure. This is like, you know, a power. Like this is like you using all of your strength and power to make sure that you get stuff done and you be successful at it. You know what I mean? And you're expressing it in a positive way. You know, just don't overexhaust yourself. Rest when you need to rest, you know, because you got all this energy. All this energy is just oozing. It's just invigorating, coming out your pores. You know what I mean? So definitely keep that up, you know, for your zest for life, for your what do you want to call it? Your spark of the future, like what you see the future being in, what makes sense for you, you know. And this is not an egotistical card, although it could be egotistical, but you know, this is just about you having so much abundant energy that you can't help it. It's like covering up the sun. How are you going to cover the sun? Well, you can, you know. you can't cover the sun, but you know, you're gonna need like an Aquarius for that. But I'm just saying, you know, for right now, what I'm talking about is, yeah, you are shining. So use all that. Go through those challenges along your pathway with the smile on your face, you know, and you're gonna come out, you know, discovering so much more. Your success is gonna be so much more, you know. So please, you know what I mean? Like nobody can rain on your parade. This is what this card is all about. So you keep doing you, Aries, with all this Mars and whatnot in your sign, and just don't burn yourself out, when it's time to rest. And I don't care if it's a 2-hour nap or, a 20-minute Einstein nap. Get you some rest. Make sure you stay hydrated, because the sun can dry you out, or that fire can dry you out. Stay hydrated and you all good. Have a good day and night, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, for this Gemini season. What's around Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Taurus? This is your tarot card reading for Gemini season, but what's around you? What is around you, Taurus? Right now, what's around you right now is you want some results. You want some results, okay? You're like, let me see my results and let me see them right now, okay? So, and you're gonna get those results, and you're working on things that can last long term, things that can reproduce on its own. You are putting in a lot of time, you're putting a lot of investment already into this thing, person, place, a thing. You have seen the longevity of it. You want to see it thrive, you want to see it grow, you want the roots to be strong, honey. A tornado can come and not knock it down, no one can come and knock it down. That's the stuff that you're trying to build right now. And if you're not seeing it, I'm here to say that yes, it's there, okay? It is growing, those roots. Just because we don't see the roots underneath the dirt growing does not mean it's not happening, right? So this is what's going on if you can't see right now the results, okay? It is growing into a richness, into a rootedness, into a practicality that will stand for a lifetime, because you're a Taurus. This is what you value. You don't want no here, there, fly by night. No, you want something that's structured, stable, it has value, you know what I mean? And it's going to last for generations to come. And that's what's happening. Now, if you're not feeling this way, then you're having a lack of a long-term view. Okay, your eyes have been calcified. You can't see beyond next week. Some of y'all can't see beyond tomorrow. And some of y'all can't see beyond the next hour. Okay, that's a whole other story. But still and yet, start to broaden your view, starting to broaden your horizons. Look at it from a higher perspective or broader perspective. Or if you look underneath, sometimes it's like, you go in the water and you look up and the world looks a little bit different, but it's a different view. Sometimes you got to catch things from a different angle in order to really get a whole roundabout, under, over, standing, side standing, all that together. Oh, wow. Oh, interesting. So definitely do not break your trust for it, break your value for it, meaning that you're giving up too easy. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that because my rose quartz bracelet, so it's an old rose quartz bracelet, so the string that holds it together has been through so much that it decided to pop. So you could love something so much where you're just taking care of it and nurturing it and taking care of it so much that you actually do more damage. It's kind of like your hair, you know what I mean? Like if you keep combing it and doing things with it, yeah, on the outside it looks like, oh wow, she's taking care of her hair, he's taking care of his hair. But then long term, stuff is going to start to break out. You might lose edges, you know what I mean? You might have split ends. It might start to thin out because you're putting so much over caring, over loving. That's what I'm talking about. Like when you over love a plant, when you over water it, over fertilize it, or put too much dirt or whatever, where it's not the percentage of seed versus dirt, or space of a container versus the seed versus dirt, all that kind of stuff. So definitely hang in there, okay? Do not get depressed. If anything, just say, put positive energy out there, because you can love so much that it just wants to break away. You ever seen like a person who was sheltered, had a sheltered life because their parents loved them so much that they did not want them to go out into the world to experience all the hurt, harm, and danger that can come out from being in the world, you know. But on the other side, the parents forgot to remember that you can learn a lot of things from going through stuff like that. And not always is everything going to be the good, the bad and the ugly. There are some good to going out there and experiencing and just letting your child go. You know, it's kind of like what it is. You know, you do it, plant it, have your intention, and then let it go. Go back to it. See how in it, then let it go. Don't be so like stuck on it, because sometimes Gemini, you can during Gemini season be a lot of overthinking and a lot of over sabotaging yourself and a lot of over communicating things that you wish you did not communicate, post or things like that. So kind of watch yourself on that since you are right next to Gemini, you know, and you have a lot of planets in your sign right now of Taurus. So definitely take it easy on yourself. Don't blame yourself for nothing that is not happening. If anything, you just might want to change up your plan a little bit. Be like, okay, well, instead of using this, I'm going to use that. And instead of using that, I'm going to use this. But don't woe is me. Don't do that, Taurus. All right? We ain't got time for that. Because right now, you got to grow some wonderful, wonderful things. Have a wonderful day and night, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendants during this journey.